Old South Church is filled with people. It's also filled with tension and excitement. Everyone is talking. 3 ships, the Dartmouth, Eleanor, and Beaver, are anchored in Boston Harbor. The ships are filled with 90,000 pounds of tea, but the people of Boston won't take the tea. And the British won't let the ships leave and go to another port. Why? Listen.
I pay a bit of tax on my tea. It's just the rest of it that I don't like.
I don't mind it at all. Only one company can bring in the tea. And they get to choose who they sell it to. So what? It's still tea, isn't it?
First it's tea, then what? They'll soon be putting taxes on going to church or talking to your friends outside on the street.
The British doesn't want Francis Rocks to take the Dartmouth out of the harbor and sail it to another port. Francis doesn't want to get into any trouble. He's willing to take his cargo somewhere else.
The British don't want any trouble. They'll let him leave. You'll see.
What do you mean?
Look at him, going right up to Sam Adams. But we're in trouble now. Sam Adams will pick a fight with a newborn kitten.
Oh, hush.
The crowd inside the church is silent. Will the British let the 3 ships, still loaded with tea, sail out of Boston Harbor? They watch as Francis Rocks tells Sam Adams and John Hancock about his meeting with the British. Francis Rocks shakes his head each time Sam Adams asks him a question. Adams's face turns as red as his hair. A low murmur starts in the audience and grows.
People of Boston, friends, the British will not let Mr. Notch take the Dartmouth, his own ship, out of Boston Harbor. They insist we must take the tea. I'm sorry, they insist that we must buy the tea from their agents, and their agents only. They insist we must pay a tax on this tea. They insist that we are not free to decide these things. Ladies and gentlemen, this man can do nothing more to save our country.
They want us to take the tea, then let's take it. We'll turn Boston Harbor to a teapot.
Hey, we'll hold a tea party the British will never forget.
To the Dartmouth. We'll free your ship, Mr. Roch.
Every man do what is right in his own eyes.
Shouting and talking excitedly, the people pour out of the church and head for Griffin's Wharf, where the 3 ships are anchored. 3 groups of men and boys carrying torches board the ships. Some have stopped long enough to darken their faces with ash and paint so that they look like Indians. No one says a word. The people on the wharf are quiet too, as they watch. They know that there's no turning back.
We won't harm you or your ship, sir. All we ask is you stand aside.
I don't have a choice, do I?
No, and neither do we. The British have decided for us.
What? Ah! Oh my god! Ah! No, what are you guys doing to me? Oh no! Oh! Help me! Ah! Oh my Buddha!
I don't know!
Oh my god! I can't
The Boston men go to work quickly. They bring up the chest of tea and dump their contents into the harbor. When all the chests are empty, the men sweep the decks of the ships. The people of Boston want to send a message to the British. They demand freedom and liberty and will fight for it, but they believe in law and order too. The tea party in Boston anchors King George III and the British. A new set of acts or rules is forced upon the people of Boston. At Griffin's Wharf, a crowd gathers to read the list of rules.
They can't do this!
You knew there'd be a price for dumping the tea.
But this is intolerable. Closing the port of Boston until we pay for the tea, moving the capital from here to Salem, forbidding town meetings, making us feed British soldiers and putting them up in our homes.
To starve us, they mean to close our shops. If they close the harbor, that means no boats can come in or go out.
You've left out the worst one. They've taken away the colonial assembly from us. From now on, the governor chooses the members of the assembly. And who chooses the royal governor? Not us. We've lost our right to vote on the members. We've lost our voice.
A fine fix you've got us into, dressing up like Indians and ruining perfectly good tea. Why pick a fight with England? We'll lose, and then what?
Can you read, woman? You're trying to take away our rights. You're treating us like children.
They want us to be good and keep quiet.
As long as we send them boats loaded with timber, fish, and fur, they need us. Our resources more than we need them.
No, she's right. We've got friends in England. The colonies will get representatives in Parliament if we go slowly. That'll be an end to that. No more taxation without representation. The colonies will have a voice in England. They'll have a say in how we're governed.
It's too late. He's right. These are intolerable. They're intolerable acts.
If you love the British so much, why don't you?
Move on! Come on, move on, move on! You had enough time to read. You've up to me, I had you fish every single tea leaf out of the harbor. Move on, I said! Move on!
If it was up to me, I'd stuff every single leaf of tea down your throat. All 90,000 pounds of it.
What's that?
Nothing. You're just telling me to keep quiet and mind my own business.
The British closed Boston Harbor. Large amounts of coffee and sugar sit in some Boston warehouses. These goods arrived before the harbor was shut down. The owners of these warehouses are now charging high prices for the products. They think the people of Boston will have no choice but to pay the prices. The women of Boston disagree. One morning, they take matters into their own hands. A group of at least 100 women marched down to Thomas Boylston's warehouse. They're wheeling a large cart and smaller hand trucks.
Ladies, what's happening? Where are you going?
To Boylston, for some coffee.
But he's charging an arm and leg.
I think he'll come down for his price on us.
Mr. Boylston, Mr. Thomas Boylston.
We've come for your coffee.
Ladies, good morning, good morning. One at a time, one at a time. Price has gone up a bit, 6 shillings a pound.
Your keys, please, Mr. Boylston. We've come for your coffee.
Now, ladies, I'm a merchant. I must make a living. How will I feed my family if I give away my coffee?
6 shillings for a pot of coffee? Shame on you! You've taken away the food from our children's mouths!
Don't throw any tea overboard, ladies. If your children are hungry, it's your husband's fault, not mine.
You're a greedy man, Mr. Boylston. It's money you love, not freedom or liberty or your family.
You are free not to buy my coffee.
You're not coming to buy your coffee, sir. You've come here to take it. Now hand over the keys to the warehouse, and we'll be quick about it.
I will not. Hancock! John Hancock, help me!
Oh, I would give up the keys if I were you, sir.
We will let you hand over the keys, Mr. Boylston. But if you are not, then we will take it from you.
Alright. Well, steal my coffee, but you're no better than King George.
Honor unlocks the warehouse. The women dump Boylston out of the cart. Then they wheel the empty cart into the warehouse. Inside the warehouse, they work as quietly as the men on board the 3 ships did. In a few minutes, they emerge with the cart loaded with coffee. Elizabeth Harrison stops beside Boylston, who's sitting on the ground.
I hope my coffee keeps you awake all night long. You have plenty to think about and be sorry for. Man can't even try to make a good living for himself and his family. You're a rich man. You know what I'm talking about. I haven't done anything wrong.
The women have done something wrong. I wouldn't go against them.
Your keys, Mr. Boylston. It was a pleasure doing business with you.
The name for the British rule stuck, but the intolerable acts backfired on the British. The acts united the American colonies. Food and supplies flowed into Boston. Virginia called for a Continental Congress. Representatives from every colony met in Philadelphia in the fall of 1774 to talk about what was happening in Boston. Committees of correspondence sprang up. The committees of each colony reported about British actions in its area and how its colonists were responding. Alarmed, the British sent more troops to Boston. A year later, the first shots in the American Revolution were fired.